You are listening to PastThink.com audiobook. Please like and subscribe, thank you. Chapter 20. The brothel keeper while drunk strikes Tang Nyoer, Song Jiang while angry kills the girl Yen Poxy. When Song Jiang had left Lu Tang, he took advantage of the bright moonlight to stroll towards his home, but he happened to meet Madame Yen, who quickly came forward and said to him, "Although I sent requests for you to come and visit us, yet you did not come, probably because you are such an important person. My worthless daughter may have said some bad things and offended you, but I will punish her and tell her to apologize to you. By chance I meet you this evening, so I should be glad if you would come with me." "I am very busy at the yamen today," said Song Jiang, "and I cannot arrange to get away, but I will come some other day." "That will not do," said Madame Yen. "My daughter is expecting you at home, and I think you had better go and console her. Why do you act so harshly?" "I really am very busy today," said Song Jiang, "but I certainly will go tomorrow." Madame Yen said, "But I want you to go today." She took hold of Song Jiang's coat and pulled him. "Who has been estranging your mind against us? I and my daughter will have to depend on you for the remainder of our lives. You must not listen to what other people say about us, as that is only idle talk. You yourself must take charge of our affairs. Whatever wrong my daughter has done, I am responsible for. I think you had better come with me this time." "You need not tug at me like that," said Song Jiang. "I am really too busy to go now." "If you neglect your business a little," said Madame Yen, "the magistrate will not punish you. I let pass this opportunity. I am afraid that we shall have a difficulty in meeting again. I hope you will come with me to my home, where I shall have something to tell you." Song Jiang, being a quick-tempered man, was annoyed at the woman still holding his coat, so he said, "Release me at once. I will go with you." "Then do not run away," said the woman, "because I cannot catch you." "Why do you speak to me in such a way?" said Song Jiang. They both started off, and when they reached the house, Song Jiang stopped in front of the door. The woman spread out her arms behind him and said, "As you have come so far, why do you not enter?" Song Jiang then entered, and sat down on a stool inside. Now the woman was very crafty, and being afraid that Song Jiang might try to get away, she sat down by his side, and called out to her daughter, "Daughter, your lover has arrived." Yen Poxy was upstairs lying on the bed, and was just idly thinking and gazing at the lamp. When she, however, heard her mother say that her lover had arrived, she at once thought it was Zhang, and got up at once. She put her hair in order while she muttered to herself, "That fellow again. I am tired of waiting for him. I shall have to box his ears." She hurried downstairs, and looked through the door screen. There was a glass lamp which gave a good light in the room, and by its aid she saw Song Jiang sitting there. Upon seeing this, she immediately turned round, and going back upstairs again lay down on the bed. Madame Yen had heard her daughter come downstairs and then go back, so she called out, "Your lover is here. Why did you go back upstairs?" "Is this room too far away?" asked the girl Yen Poxy, still lying on the bed. "Cannot he come here? As he is not blind, why does he not come himself? Or is he waiting for me to fetch him? You are too talkative." Madame Yen said, "My daughter has not seen you arrive. She is very bitter about your being absent for so long. You must expect to be abused in this way." Laughingly she said, "How would it be if I go upstairs with you?" When Song Jiang heard the girl Yen Poxy talk in this way, he was somewhat annoyed, but as the woman was now pulling at his coat again, he gave way and went upstairs. There was a large room upstairs with 6 rafters, and one half near the entrance was occupied by a table and several stools. The other half was a bedchamber with a bedstead carved on 3 sides, and railings at the head and foot. The bed had red gauze curtains, and at the side was a clothes horse with towels hanging on it. On a yellow lacquered table was a pewter lamp, a bowl for washing the hands, and a brush. On both sides of the table were 2 stools. In front of the table there was hanging a picture of a woman. Facing the bed were 4 plain chairs standing in a row. Upon entering the room, Song Jiang sat down on a small stool close to the bed. Madame Yen went to the bed and assisted her daughter to rise, and said, "The chief clerk is here. Your bad disposition and talk has hurt his feelings. He did not want to come here. You stay at home and only think about him. Now after great difficulty I have induced him to come. Why do you not get up and say something to him? Your manner will turn him against you." The girl Yin Poxy shook off her mother's hand and said, "Why are you doing this? I did not do anything bad, and as he himself did not want to come here, what have I got to apologize for?" Song Jiang heard this but held his peace. The woman placed a chair close to Song Jiang and pulled Yin Poxy towards it, saying, "Now you sit down near him. You may not apologize, but you must not be so irritated." But the girl did not want to sit close to Song Jiang and sat down opposite him. Song Jiang bent his head down, and the girl turned her head to one side so as not to look at him. Madame Yen said, "If we have no wine, how can we have pleasure? I have some wine, and I will buy some fruit, and then we can have a talk with this chief clerk. My daughter, while I am away I want you to sit near this chief clerk, and do not feel ashamed." As this woman stays here I am not able to get away, thought Song Jiang. But as soon as she leaves here I will go after her. Madame Yen saw that Song Jiang still wanted to leave, so when she left the room she fastened the door with a kind of latch so that it could not be opened from inside. Song Jiang perceived the move and thought that Madame Yen had correctly judged his intention. On getting down below, Madame Yen went to the kitchen and saw a pan of water on the stove, so she added fuel to the fire to make it boil. She then went to the alleyway and bought some fruit, fresh fish, cooked chicken, a condiment of fish. Upon returning home she arranged this food on a tray, filled a jar with wine, and half-filled a pewter kettle with it, and then placed the latter in the pan of boiling water to warm the wine. When it was warm she poured the wine into a wine pot, and filled several bowls with vegetables, brought out several wine cups, 3 pairs of chopsticks, and placing these all on a tray took them upstairs. She placed them on the table in the outer room, and then opening the door of the inner room, she took them in and placed them on the yellow varnished table. She saw that Song Jiang was still holding his head down and her daughter turning her head away, so she said, "Daughter, get up and offer a cup of wine." "You two can drink together," said Yin Poxy, "as I am not in a good frame of mind." "Daughter," said Madame Yen, "since you were a child your parents have been indulgent to you. But you cannot be wayward to any other person." "But if I won't offer him wine, what then?" asked Yin Poxy. "Do you think he can throw a sword and cut off my head?" Madame Yen laughed at this and said, "Now it is my fault. But he is well-mannered, and not the same as you. If you will not offer him wine, then you can at last turn your head this way and drink the wine." But as Yin Poxy was still unwilling to turn her head, Madame Yen herself offered Song Jiang a cup of wine, and he felt constrained to drink it. Madame Yen laughed and said, "I hope that you will not be offended. You must not pay attention to other people's idle talk, and tomorrow I will tell you matters fully. People outside saw you come here very often, and being jealous spread all kinds of nonsensical stories, but they're just farting. Take no notice of what they say. Now drink up your wine." She filled 3 cups of wine, and placed them on the table. She then spoke to her daughter again, "Do not behave in this childish manner, but drink a cup of wine at least." "You need not bother me any more," said Yin Poxy, "I have had enough to eat." "Daughter," said Madame Yen, "you ought at least to drink wine with your lover." Yin Poxy heard this, but thought that as she preferred Zhang Wenyuan she would not submit to any annoyance from this fellow. However, if she did not make him drunk he would certainly want more from her. She then exerted herself and drank half a cup of wine. Madame Yen laughed again and said, "Daughter, do not worry again, but cheer up, and after drinking 2 cups of wine you can then go to sleep. Chief clerk, you also had better drink a few cups of wine." Because she had exhorted him so much, Song Jiang drank about 5 cups of wine. Madame Yen also drank several cups of wine, and then went downstairs to warm some more wine. She had not been at all pleased when she saw that her daughter would not drink the wine, but now that her daughter had done so she was glad, and said to herself, if we can only keep him here for this night his anger will subside, and when that has disappeared we can continue to live with him for some time more. While she was attending to the fire she drank 3 big cups of wine. She began to feel half tipsy, but still she measured out another bowl of wine. She then filled a kettle half full of warm wine and crawled upstairs with it. She saw that Song Jiang still hung down his head, and that her daughter still turning away her head was toying with her skirt. She laughed loudly and said, "You two are not clay images, so why do you not say something? Chief clerk, you are a man, you ought to be kind. It would be better if you flirted a little with her." Song Jiang did not know what to do, so he remained silent. He indeed had no plan for getting away from that place. Yen Poxy thought that he never normally came to visit her, but now expected her to apologize to him, and laugh and flirt as before. But she was not going to flirt with him just then. Madame Yen drank much wine, and she was getting fuddled. She criticized loosely about other people and gossiped as she wished. Now in the town there was a man named Tang Yor whose business was to sell pickles. When he had nothing to do he roamed about the streets looking for odd jobs, and Song Jiang had helped him many times. If he heard of anything he went and told it to Song Jiang, who gave him money for the information. He was not afraid of taking risks. Now on this day he had been gambling, and had lost all his money, so he went to the yamen to find Song Jiang. But he could not find him there, and the people on the street asked him whom he was looking for, and why he was in such a hurry. "I am in a great hurry," said Tang Yor. "I am trying to find my patron, but I cannot find him." "Who is your patron?" asked the people. "He is the chief clerk at the yamen, Song Jiang." The people told him that they had just seen him walking along with Madame Yen. "That girl Yen Poxy," said Tang Yor, "is a deceiving slut. She and that fellow Zhang Wenyuan have the real hots for each other, and are now hoodwinking Song Jiang. The latter has heard some rumors and therefore he has not been there for a long time. Now he must have been dragged away by that brothel keeper Madame Yen, who will try and get into his good graces again. So I will now go there, and drink some wine with those two and perhaps also earn a little money." When he reached the entrance of the Yen family's house he saw the lights inside, and noticed that the door was not locked. He entered and standing at the foot of the ladder, he heard Madame Yen upstairs laughing loudly. Proceeding stealthily he ascended the ladder, and peeping through a chink in the door saw Song Jiang and Yen Poxy hanging down their heads. Madame Yen was sitting at the side of the table, and was simply driveling. He opened the door, saluted the three, and then awaited. Song Jiang thought that the fellow had arrived at a very opportune moment, so he looked towards him and pursed his lips as a hint for him to speak. Now Tang Yor was a smart man, and understood the hint, and immediately said to Song Jiang, "I have been looking for you everywhere. How is it that you are wasting your time in drinking wine here?" "Are you looking for me because of some urgent business at the yamen?" asked Song Jiang. "Sir," said Tang Yor, "why do you forget things? Early this morning there was an affair at the yamen. The magistrate was upset, and sent men about 5 times to find you, but they all returned without having found you, and this worried the magistrate very much. Sir, you had better go back at once." "As the matter is evidently urgent I must go at once," said Song Jiang. He got up to depart, but Madame Yen stood in front of him, and said, "Sir, you must not go. This man is only inventing a false tale." Turning to Tang Yor, she said, "You tricky thief. Do you expect to fool me? It reminds me of the old proverb, 'Do not try to get the axe from Lu Ban, the god of the carpenters.' The magistrate will by now have left the court, and returned to his wife to drink wine and enjoy himself. What is the business he is upset about? With such talk you might try to deceive an imp, but you cannot get round me with it." "It is quite true that the magistrate is still waiting to transact that affair, and I am not telling lies," said Tang Yor. Madame Yen abused him, saying, "Your mother is farting like a dog. I have 2 eyes, and can see things quite clearly. I saw the clerk motion with his lips to you, and give you the lead to say this. You did not induce him to come here, so why do you now want to take him away? A proverb says, 'Murder may be pardoned, but unreasonableness is hard to forgive. She then jumped forward, caught him by the neck, and in the struggle which followed Tang Nyoer fell down the ladder. Standing below, he asked why she had assaulted him. The woman shouted, "Don't you understand that ruining one's trade and livelihood is as much as killing one's parents and wife? Now don't make a loud noise about this, or I will give you a beating, you thief and beggar." She had now descended the ladder and Tang Nyoer challenged her, "Hit me," and without more ado she slapped his face with her hand, and knocked him through the hanging screen at the door. She then put the screen in position, closed both leaves of the door, and bolted them. Tang Nyoer, recovering from the blow, stood outside the door, and shouted, "You crooked brothel keeper! You need not hurry. If not for my respect for Song Jiang, I would have entered now, and smashed all your things up. If I don't meet you one day, I shall meet you some other day. If I don't eventually kill you, my name is not Tang." He then departed, beating his breast and cursing as he went. Madame Yen reascended the ladder, and addressed Song Jiang, "Sir, don't take any notice of that beggar. He is a scandalmonger, and only does it for a drink. He sleeps in holes and corners, and will die an untimely death. Such a thief now attempts to fool us at our door." Song Jiang was a very honest man, and seeing that she had seen through their ruse, he had no means of escape. The woman continued, "Sir, you must not blame me for this. I know that you have treated me very well before. Now, please drink a cup of wine with my daughter. I guess that as you two have not seen each other for a long time, you want to go to bed early." After pressing Song Jiang to drink 2 more cups of wine, she picked up the tray, and went downstairs to the kitchen. Song Jiang, being left in quietness upstairs, meditated that there might have been something between Madame Yen and her daughter, and Zhang Wenyuan, but he could not make out whether the rumor was true. Again, as it was too late in the night, so he decided to sleep there, whereby perhaps he would find out what Yen Poxy's ideas were. He would also be able to find out what were the state of the girl's feelings towards him. Just then Madame Yen came upstairs again, and remarked that it was getting late, and that she had already told them to go to bed. "Mind your own business," said the daughter. "You go to bed yourself." As Madame Yen again departed downstairs, she laughed and said, "I hope you will have a peaceful sleep, sir, have much pleasure this night, and get up late tomorrow morning." Upon arriving downstairs, she put the things in the kitchen in order, washed her hands and feet, and then went to sleep. Song Jiang sat on the stool for a long time looking at the girl, and then heaved a sigh. It was now about 10 p.m., and the girl, without undressing, lay down on the bed, with her face turned away from him, and went to sleep. He thought that she was a mean, detestable person, as she had not shown any respect for him, but had just gone to sleep. He had been wheedled with so much talk from that old woman, and drunk so much wine, and as it was now so late that he had to go to sleep there. He then took off his headgear, and placed it on the table, took off his outer garments, and put them on a clothes horse, unloosened his belt, and placed his dagger and secretarial handbag on the rail at the head of the bed, took off his boots and socks. He then got on the bed and lay down the reverse way to the girl. After a little time he heard the girl laughing in a sneering manner. He felt quite melancholy, and could not sleep any way. There is an ancient saying, when the pleasure is great the night seems short, when one feels lonely the time seems unending. By about 3 a.m. the effects of the wine had vanished, and about 5 o'clock Song Jiang got up, washed his face in cold water and dressed. He then said, "You common slut. You have no decency." The girl also did not sleep, and hearing this she turned over, and said to him, "I see that you do not blush." Now Song Jiang was very much upset, and without saying anything he went downstairs. Madame Yen was still in bed, but hearing the sound of footsteps on the ladder she called out, "Sir, you had better take a little rest, and leave when it is quite daylight. But why do you get up at 5 o'clock? Song Jiang did not reply to this, but went to the door to open it. Madame Yen called out again, "Well, if you will go, will you please close the door as you go out?" Song Jiang did this. He was still very much annoyed, and he thought of going back. Upon reaching the yamen gate he saw there a lamp burning brightly on a small stall owned by a medicine vendor named Wang who had opened business to catch the early customers. When the stall keeper saw Song Jiang he quickly asked him, "Sir, why are you out so early?" "I drank too much wine last night," said Song Jiang, and mistook the watchman's reports of the time of night. "As you got drunk last night," said Wang, "you had better have a bowl of this dried orange peel soup which will sober you up." Song Jiang agreed to this, and sat down on a stool. Wang mixed a very strong dose of his medicinal soup, and handed it to Song Jiang. The latter meditated that this man never asked for money when he drank his soup, because sometime before he had promised to provide a coffin for him, but so far had not given it to him. Song Jiang then remembered that he still had in his purse the piece of gold he had accepted the previous day from Chao Gai's agent, and he thought it would please Wang very much if he now gave him the money to buy a coffin. He, therefore, said to Wang, "Some time ago I promised to give you money to buy a coffin, but as I have now got some gold here I will give it to you, and you can go and buy a coffin from Old Chin and keep it in your home. When you die at the age of 100, I will also provide some more money." "My benefactor," said Wang, "I am deeply grateful for your providing me with a coffin. I cannot possibly expect to be able to repay your generosity during this life, but in the next life if I am a donkey or a horse I will certainly do my best to make up for your kindness." "You need not say that," said Song Jiang. He then lifted his gown to get at the purse in a pocket of his waistcoat, but he was startled and thought, "How sad. I have forgotten that I left my purse on the rail at the head of the bed, and in leaving in a hurry did not put it back in my belt. The money does not matter much, but it is wrapped up in that letter from Chao Gai. I ought to have burnt the letter in the wine shop while Lu Tang was there, but I did not want him to tell Chao Gai of such a thing as the latter might think I did not value his letter. I would have burnt it in my lodging had not that woman Yan induced me to go with her. I could have burnt it in Yan's house, but I was afraid of that girl seeing me do so. If I had not left so hurriedly this morning I would not have forgotten it. I saw that Yan Poxy was looking at a book of songs, so that she evidently can read, and if she finds that letter there will be trouble." He then stood up and said to Wang, "Please excuse me. I am not telling a lie because I thought I had the money in my purse, but now I find that it is not there, so I will go back home and get it." "You need not go for that," said Wang. "It will do if you give it me tomorrow. But I have another matter I must attend to at the same place, so I had better go," said Song Jiang. He then departed with all speed to Madame Yan's house. When Yan Poxy heard Song Jiang leave her room she got up and soliloquized. "That fellow annoyed me so much that I could not sleep. He was so impudent as to expect me to apologize to him. But I won't apologize. I am on very good terms with Zhang Wenyuan, so why should I go out of my way to apologize to Song Jiang? If he does not come here again I shall not mind." While saying this she put the bed in order, took off her outer wadded coat, her waist belt, and her undergarments. There was a lamp burning near the head of the bed, and by its light she saw the purse hanging on the bed rail. Upon seeing this she laughed and said, "Black the Third, her nickname for Song Jiang, has so many things that he has forgotten his purse. I will take it and give it to Zhang Wenyuan to wear." When she picked it up she felt that it was heavy, so she took it and emptied its contents on the table, and saw the bar of gold and the letter. When she saw that it was really gold she laughed again and said, "Heaven intends this gold for me to buy some food for Zhang Wenyuan to eat. He has been rather lean these last few days, so I will buy some food for him as a nourishment." She then picked up the letter, and saw that it concerned the business of Chao Gai. She soliloquized, "I thought the water bucket should be lowered down the well, but now the well is inside the bucket. So Song Jiang is in my hands. I can now arrange to marry Zhang Wenyuan as I have that fellow in my hand. You have got 100 taels of silver from the brigands at Liangshan Marsh as you act as their agent. There is no need for any sudden action, as I can deal with you whenever I like. So I will take this letter and the bar of gold and put them again in the purse, and have no fear of you telling the fairy fox to come here and steal them away." Just as she was saying this she heard someone pushing at the street door down below, and she also heard her mother call out from her bed, "Who is that?" The person outside called out, "It is I." Madam Yen replied, "I told you it was too early, and instead of believing my word you would go. And now you realize that it is still early, you have come back. But you can come in, and have another sleep with my daughter, and then depart when it is broad daylight." The man did not reply, but went upstairs. Yen Poxy hearing this knew that it was Song Jiang, and hurriedly hid the purse belt and dagger in the bed quilt. She then lay down on the bed with her face turned to the wall, and pretended to snore as though she was sound asleep. Song Jiang burst into the room, and went to the head of the bed, but when he did not see his belt and purse on the rail where he had left them, he was surprised. But suppressing his temper he shook the girl and said, "Just think of my previous kindness to you, and return at once my purse and belt." But the girl still pretended to be asleep, and did not reply. So Song Jiang shook her again and said, "Do not be annoyed at my disturbing you like this. I will come again tomorrow, and explain matters." Yen Poxy now replied, "I want to sleep. Who is calling me?" "You know who it is," said Song Jiang, "so why do you pretend like this?" The girl turned over and said, "Black the Third." "What did you say?" "Give me back my purse," said Song Jiang. "Why do you ask me for it, seeing that you did not hand it over to me?" "I left it on the rail at the head of your bed. As evidently no man has been here since I left you must have taken it," said Song Jiang. "Bah! Did you not see a demon come here?" "It was my fault last night," said Song Jiang, "and I will apologize tomorrow. But now you give me the purse and fool me no more." "Who is trying to fool you? I certainly have not had it." "When I left you had not taken off your clothes to sleep," said Song Jiang. "But now you have pulled the quilt over you. You must have taken my purse when you got up to put the bed in order." The girl raised her eyebrows in surprise, and opening wide her eyes said, "Well, I did take it, but I won't give it back. You can send someone from the yamen, and have me arrested as a thief, and give your decision also." "I will not accuse you of being a thief," said Song Jiang. "Then you know that it is not me that is the thief," said Yen Poxy. When he heard this he became more upset and said, "I always treated both of you well, so give it to me at once. I must go to attend my business." "You previously did not like me to have anything to do with Zhang Wenyuan," said Yen Poxy. "He may be disagreeable with you, but he is not deserving of death. He is anyhow better than you as he has no transactions with bandits." "Dear sister," said Song Jiang, "do not talk in such a loud voice as it will be of grave consequence if the neighbors hear what you say." "As you are afraid of people outside hearing of your affair," said Yen Poxy, "you ought not to have done it. I am certainly going to keep your letter. But I will let you off if you will do 3 things for me." "Even if you ask me to do 30 things for you I will do them," answered Song Jiang. "But I am afraid that you won't do them," said Yen Poxy. "If I can do them I will do them," said Song Jiang. "May I ask what those 3 things are?" "First," said Yen Poxy, "you must return to me the document I gave you when you purchased me as your concubine, and also write a letter permitting me to marry Zhang Wenyuan, and promising that you will not make trouble between us." "That I agree to," said Song Jiang. "The second," said Yen Poxy, "is that all the jewelry and clothes and other things that you have presented to me shall belong to me, and you will also put that down in writing." "That also I will do," said Song Jiang. "But I am afraid that you will not agree to the third condition," said Yen Poxy. "I have already agreed to 2, so why not the third also?" asked Song Jiang. "You must also give me the 100 taels of gold that you received from Chao Gai at Liangshan Marsh, and I will then return to you the letter, which is an extremely important piece of evidence should there be a very big court case." "I will do the first 2 things you require," said Song Jiang, "but I am afraid that I cannot do the third, because although they sent 100 taels of gold yet I refuse to accept it. Had I received it I would certainly present it to you with both hands." Yen Poxy said, "You perhaps remember the common saying, if an official sees money he grabs it as a fly sees blood. Do you expect me to believe that you sent the money back? You're just farting. Officials are like cats, and who ever heard of a cat refusing to eat meat? When a man reaches the afterlife, will King Yama let him off? You've got to be kidding. You must give me the money at once. If you are afraid that people will discern it as booty from the bandits, you had better get it melted down at once. You ought to know that I am an honest man, and not given to telling lies, said Song Jiang. If you however do not believe what I say, then give me 3 days, so that I shall have time to sell my household goods, and then I will give you 100 taels of gold. Now give me my purse. Yen Poxy sneered at him and said, How artful you are. You treat me as if I was a child. If I gave you the purse and the letter now, it would be like a dirge singer at a funeral asking for payment after the burial. It would be better if you came again with money in your hand, and I will then exchange the letter for the money. But I have not got the money, said Song Jiang. Then we shall have to go to the court where you can say that you have not got it, said Yen Poxy. When Song Jiang heard the word court, he could not restrain his anger any more. He glared at her and said, Are you not going to hand me that letter? The girl replied, As you are so terrible, I won't give it to you. So you really mean not to give it to me, said Song Jiang. I won't, said Yen Poxy, and I can assure you 100 times more that I would not give it to you. I will only give it to you in the Yamen court. Song Jiang pulled the quilt off her. Yen Poxy took the purse and held it to her breast with both hands. Song Jiang saw the purse in her hands when he pulled the quilt off and said, So you have it, so saying he reached forward with both hands. But Yen Poxy would not let go. Song Jiang was now determined to get it at all costs, whereas the girl was equally determined to die rather than give it up. Song Jiang caught hold of the dagger, and with a wrench got it away. When the girl saw that he had got the dagger, she called out, Black the Third. Murder. This suggested to Song Jiang the idea for the first time, and when she called out murder a second time, he seized her and cut her throat with the dagger. As Song Jiang was afraid that she might not be dead, he took his dagger and cut off her head, which rolled to one side on the pillow. He then took the letter from the purse and holding it above the lamp burnt it to ashes. He put on his belt and went downstairs. Madame Yen down below was not asleep, but although she heard the two talking upstairs in rather loud voices, she paid no attention to it. But when she heard her daughter call out murder, she hastily got up, put on her clothes, and was going up the ladder when she met Song Jiang coming down. What are you two quarreling about? She asked. As your daughter had no manners, I killed her, he said. Why do you talk like that? She asked. Only your eyes look wild, and you are always so bad-tempered when drunk as to be fond of killing someone. Please do not joke with me. If you do not believe, he said, then go upstairs and look in the room. I certainly have killed her. I do not believe that, said Madame Yen. But when she pushed the door open, she saw the head lying in a pool of blood. She then said, How awful. What shall I do? I am a hero, and will not try to escape, said Song Jiang, and I will do whatever you require. She was not a good girl, said Madame Yen, and you were quite right in killing her. But who will support this old woman now? That does not matter, he said. As you look at it in that way, there is no need for grief. I am wealthy, and I will see that you are well provided for the rest of your life. It is very good of you to talk like that, she said, and I wish to thank you very much. But as my daughter's corpse is here, how shall we get rid of it? That will be easy, he said. I will go to Old Chin and get a coffin for you. I will also send the coroner here to arrange matters without any inquiry being held. I have here 10 taels of gold which you can have to cover any small immediate expenses. She thanked him again and said, You had better get the coffin sent at once before daybreak so that the neighbors may not know what has happened. All right, said Song Jiang. Let me have pen and ink, and I will write a note for you to take to Chin and get the coffin. Instead of writing a letter, it would be much better if you go yourself and get the coffin sent here without delay. Let it be so then, he said. They both went downstairs, and Madame Yen locked the street door. They then both went to get the coffin. It was very early and not yet twilight, but as they were passing the yamen, a man was just opening the door. There Madame Yen took hold of Song Jiang and called out, "Here is the murderer." Song Jiang was startled upon hearing this, but putting his hand over her mouth, said, "Do not call out." Many men in the yamen had heard the cry, however, and came out to see what was the matter. Upon recognizing it was Song Jiang, they told the woman to desist, as Song Jiang was not that kind of man, and that if she had anything to say she need not shout. Madame Yen, however, called out, "He certainly is a murderer, and I want you to arrest him and take him into the yamen." But Song Jiang had always had an excellent reputation, and was generally liked, so that now there was not a single man there who would come forward to lay hands on him, and they did not believe what she said. Just then Tang Nyoer happened to pass that spot carrying a tray of preserved ginger for sale, and he saw Madame Yen holding Song Jiang, and calling out in an offended tone. Now remembering how she had assaulted him during the night, he placed his tray on Wang's stall, and making his way through the crowd he shouted, "You brothel keeper! Why are you holding this clerk?" "Tang," she said, "do not attempt to get this man away from me, or you will have to answer for it with your life." But Tang Nyoer took hold of her hand, and wrenched her loose of Song Jiang, and then gave her a sounding smack on the face which made her see stars. Before she recovered from her faintness, Song Jiang had escaped through the crowd. Madame Yen, however, having taken hold of Tang Nyoer, called out, "Song Jiang has killed my daughter, and this man has helped him to escape." "How could I know that?" asked Tang Nyoer hurriedly. Madame Yen appealed to the crowd. "Will some of you assist me in arresting the murderer? If you do not do so, you will be charged for allowing him to escape." As none of the yamen aides were afraid of Tang Nyoer, so they arrested him, and also Madame Yen, and took them into the yamen. Fortune has no fixed tendency. It conies as one invites it. To put out fire in a hempen coat, one brings the flame on his body. We will now relate how Tang Nyoer escaped.